Find the principal needed to get $1,000 after 2.5 years at 6% compounded daily. Because of the fact that we're compounding daily, that means that we're going to use the compounding interest formula, A is equal to P times 1 plus R over N, all raised to the NT power. This time we're being asked to find the initial principal, so when we're plugging into our formula, the P is going to remain a variable, our unknown quantity. We're given the maturity value, we're given the amount of time, and we're given the interest rate, which of course we'll need to convert to a decimal. We're also told that we're compounding daily, which means the number of compounding periods in 1 year is going to be 365. So let's plug all of this into our formula. The initial amount is 1,000. The initial principal is what we've been asked to solve for. We have 1 plus R, which is 0.06, divided by N, which is 365, and we're raising all of that to the 365 times T, which was 2.5 years. So essentially we plug all the given information into this compounding interest formula and then solve for P. Let's notice that all this is essentially some constant multiplier on our unknown quantity P. So in order to solve for P, we basically just have to divide both sides by whatever this number turns out to be. So let's use our calculator to determine what that constant is. We have parens 1 plus 0.06 divided by 365, and then we want to raise that to 365 times 2.5, both of those occurring in the exponent position, and then we hit enter to see what this value is. So our constant multiplier is 1.162. We'll round that off for now, but keep all those decimals in our calculator. This is P times 1.162 here. Rounding it off in our work steps makes it a lot easier to see that the next step is just to simply divide both sides by this constant value. So on the right-hand side, these quantities just cancel out, and we have essentially isolated P, or solved for P. But in order to prevent a rounding error, we want to use the entire decimal quantity in our calculator. And there's a couple ways we can do that. We can either store that value into X and then say 1,000 divided by X. That's going to ensure that we get all the decimal values when dividing. Or we could have just divided by second answer. That would also have done it. But what we see on the left-hand side is 1,000 divided by 1.162 turned out to be 860.72, rounding to the nearest cent, is appropriate in a financial model, and that's equal to the P that we were trying to solve for. And that's what we would need to invest in order to get $1,000 after 2.5 years.